Hello guys, what's up? I am Akash here presenting you this video on Arsenal FC. Everything you ever wanted to know about this beautiful club is here, and I am here with this amazing video. Hopefully you like my effort. Please don't forget to comment. So just let's get started. Well, it all started with some workers. In late 1886, a gaggle of workers from the Woolwich Arsenal armament factory decided to form a football team. They called themselves Dial Square, as a reference to the sundial atop the entrance to the factory. This is that sundial. If you are wondering how was that, it's just the entrance of the factory. So they just named their team on this Dial Square, and this is what the old Arsenal was. This was Dial Square FC, not Arsenal right now. They were led by David Danskin, a Scottish mechanical engineer and footballer, and Jack Humble, an English footballer. These both were the principal founders of Dial Square FC. Dial Square played their first match on 11 December 1886 against Eastern Wanderers, which they won easily 6-0. Well, during this time, they changed their name to Royal Arsenal and they started to win local trophies. Now they are beginning to make some reputation, winning both Kent Senior Cup and London Charity Cup in 1889 and 1890. They also entered in FA Cup for the first time in 89-90 season. They again changed their name to Woolwich Arsenal in 1893 when they formed a limited liability company to raise the capital to purchase a manor ground. Their future looked bleak until Football League came to their rescue by inviting them to join in 1893. Falling attendances due to financial difficulties among the Venetian workers and the arrival of more accessible football elsewhere in the city led the club close to bankruptcy by 1910. But here comes the saviors. Businessman Sir Henry Norris, who was also the chairman of Fulham FC, and William Hall took the club over. Sir Norris was actually an intelligent businessman and was also desperate to improve club's income. He was well aware of the problems associated with location. So finally, Woolwich Arsenal moved to their new home in Highbury, North London. Then again they got relegated in 1912 and 13 season. Finally, they replaced the Woolwich with the in April 1914, finally becoming plain Arsenal later on in 1919 as we know them. The move to Highbury brought about much larger crowds. Average attendance in first season was 23,000 compared to 11,000 at their old manor ground, and rose further after promotion in 1919, finally warding off the spectre of financial ruin. After continuously failing to perform at highest levels for continuous 6 seasons, Sir Norris looked for a transition and for the best man around, and luckily he got him, Herbert Chapman from Huddersfield Town. He revolutionized Arsenal in many ways, like he was the first one who used red and white collared jersey, and most importantly, that 3-2-2-3 WM formation, which revolutionized the Arsenal and England's football. This formation was so effective that many English sides later adopted it. Chapman signed legendary Charlie Buchanan from Sunderland and Tom Parker, Jack Lambert, and Joe Hulme. He successfully campaigned for the renaming of the local tube station Gillespie Road to Arsenal. But success didn't come instantaneously for Chapman. They won their first national trophy, FA Cup, in 1930. Two league championships followed in 1930-31 and 1932-33 season. But unfortunately, Chapman died in the middle of 1933-34 season due to pneumonia. but he had already laid the foundation of further glory for Arsenal FC. Inside the Marble Hall of Highbury stands a permanent tribute to the most influential man of Arsenal history, Herbert Chapman. After the premature death of Herbert Chapman, it was left to George Ellison to continue Arsenal in 1934. Allison successfully delivered as what was expected from him by the completion of hat-trick of league titles. Soon after the outbreak of Second World War in 1939, all first-class football suspended in Britain. Highbury was requisitioned as ARP, Air Raid Precaution Station. War had claimed the lives of 9 Arsenal players, the most of any top flight club. Few big names like Cliff Baston and Ted Drake took retirement. Reconstruction of North Bank Stand blend Arsenal resources. After almost got relegated from top division in 1947 before rallying to finish 13th, Allison, who had done so much for Arsenal after Chapman retired that summer. Tom Whittaker was appointed as the new manager. He was hugely respected and a great servant to the club, first as a player and then as the country's leading physio. With Whittaker, Arsenal bounced back in 1947-48 season. They again won FA Cup in 1949-50. Due to injuries in 1951-52, it was a wasteful year for Arsenal. Despite disappointed previous seasons, they won 7th league title in 52-53. That proved to be Arsenal's last trophy for next 17 years. Their fortune began to wane, particularly after Whittaker's death in October 1956. Arsenal were not to win the league or the FA Cup for another 18 years. Finally, Arsenal tentatively appointed club physiotherapist Bertie Mee as acting manager in 1966, and with some new players such as Bob Backnap and George Graham, Mee led Arsenal to their first title after 18 years in 1967-68 and 68-69 season. In 1971-72 season, they lifted the historic double, but this side was soon broken up, and near misses, starting with Arsenal finishing as FA Cup runners-up and First Division runners-up. Finally, Bertie Mee resigned in 1976. Former player Terry Neal succeeded Mee in 1976. At the age of 34, he became the youngest Arsenal manager to this date. Under his supervision, Arsenal reached 3 FA Cup finals but won only one in 1979 against Manchester United with last-minute 3-2 score. This match widely regarded as one of the classic matches ever. After being sacked by Arsenal on 16 December 1983, Neil was succeeded by another club legend, George Graham. Graham was the man Arsenal was waiting for. He revitalized the club by bringing various talented players and various trophies later on. He led Arsenal to 2-1 win over Liverpool in 1987 Cup final. With 3 matches to go in 1988-89 season, it was looking easy for Arsenal. But with 1 loss and 1 tie, finally Arsenal won 1988-89 championship on the final day by defeating Liverpool 2-1. They also won 1990-91 season with so amazing stats and by just losing only 1 match. They again win the double of league and FA Cup in 1994 and finally ended the season with European Cup in 1994. Unfortunately, Graham's reputation was tarnished when he was found to have taken kickbacks from agent Rune Hodge for signing certain players, and finally he was dismissed in 1995. Finally, the man arrived who was about to take Arsenal to further glory. A French revolution of Arsenal FC was about to start, in the form of Arsene Wenger. Many board members were not impressed with him as he was not that famous, but Arsenal recruit Wenger in 1996 after dismissing Bruce Rioch. Wenger instantaneously made great signings like Patrick Vieira from Milan, Anelka from PSG, and legendary Thierry Henry in 1999, and many more. Arsenal won a second league and cup double in 1997-1998 and third in 2001-2002, winning FA Cups in 2003-2005 and famously won Premier League in 2003-2004 without losing a single match, an achievement which earned the side the nickname the Invincibles.
Arsene of Arsenal, it's firework time, and they have provided so many
Arsenal finished either first or second in league in 8 of Wenger's first 9 seasons. In 2005-2006 season, they became the first club from London to reach UCL final in 50 years history, in which they were beaten 2-1 by Barcelona. In July 2006, they moved into the Emirates Stadium after 93 years at Highbury. The club hadn't gained any major trophy since 2005 until 17th May 2014 when they beat Hull City in FA Cup final on 3-2. They again defeated Manchester City 3-0 to win Community Shield, their second trophy in 3 months. They again won FA Cup second year in a row in 2015, defeating Aston Villa 4-0 and becoming most successful club in tournament's history with 12 titles, which MUFC would try later the season. In 2015, they beat Chelsea 1-0 to retain Community Shield and earn their 14th Shield title. Next season, Arsenal again won FA Cup record 13th time, defeating Chelsea 2-1. The victory also made Arsene Wenger become the first manager to win 7 FA Cups in English football history. However, in same season, Arsenal finished 5th in the league. First time they had finished outside the top 4 since Wenger arrived in 1996. Wenger signed a new 2-year contract at the end of 2016-17 season and began the campaign by winning 2017 FA Community Shield 4-1 on penalties against Chelsea.
Arsenal back on level terms. It has done. And it's Kolasinac. Of the new season, the Community Shield goes to Arsenal.
So this was the story of one of the magical and legendary club of football world. They had their black days, but they have always fought back to glory. It's a part of the game. What I have learned from Arsenal is everything in life is temporary. So if things are good, enjoy it because it won't last forever. And if it's bad, don't worry, it can't last forever either. Just don't give up.
Good running by Reyes. Henry in the near post position here. How did he get that in? Ball through to Perez by Edu. Used by Henry. He's got plenty of way back like that. An astounding goal from Thierry Henry. Here's Reyes. Henry, long way out. Oh, it's flashed in. real sense of pride and purpose. Parlour. Bergkamp with the chip, which is perfection itself. With that, Perez, Wilco makes a run ahead of him. Bergkamp suddenly changed pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp! That's magnificent! As you would have expected, as Manchester United would have expected. That's Vieira! Absolutely fantastic! It flew in! Now Vieira. Oh! What a cracker from Patrick Vieira! Petit. Nicely down for Arsenal, and on the burst is Patrick Vieira. Well, he doesn't get too many goals. Really taking the fight to Wimbledon. Vieira! Well, whether Wimbledon... they're in again here. Anelka. Over Mars. Is it 4? It is! Patrick Vieira. And it's Tony Adams put through by Steve Ball. Would you believe it? That sums it all up.
Arsenal would love nothing more than a goal for the captain. And there he is! Would you believe it? No wonder he's got a smile as broad as Highbury itself.
Congratulations to us.
Ovi, there's the chance. Big save by Areola. And then Alexis Sanchez. And Arsenal get the equaliser for all of the chances wasted by Pep. Caught in possession. Big moment this for Alexis Sanchez. Beautifully taken. And Cahill holds his head in his hands. The defence looking across in vain. Sanchez! Oh, what a goal! That was fantastic from Alexis Sanchez. Alexis Sanchez! Oh, absolutely stupendous!
So guys, it was Arsenal's FC complete history narrated by me, Akash. Hopefully you would have liked this video. Please comment what do you think about this, which club do you want to see next, anything, whatever you want to say about this video, just please comment. So if you like my effort, please like this video, share and subscribe.